on Beatmaker, the hitmaker, the hitmaker, the hitmaker.
Yeah, 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 whole lot of, yeah, whole lot. I gotta try and bluff me, I am all in. I got a whole lot of chips. Show the nuts, that's a scoop. I got a whole lot of chips. I don't fold, I just raise. I got a whole lot of chips. Let's get it in, I'm never afraid. I got a whole lot of chips. I got a whole lot of chips. Yeah, I got a whole lot of chips. I got a whole lot of chips. I got a whole lot of chips. I got a whole lot of chips.
You a cowgirl in a hairstyle.
I got a whole lot of chips. I got a whole lot of chips. I got a whole lot of chips. Dragging a pie, that's a ship. Throwing my diddly tips.
What's up, y'all? Fireman Scott here. Welcome back to another fire poker vlog. Baby, will you get me some water before you go, please? What's up? Oh man, I didn't even hit start. Okay, I'm breaking down a few hands for you guys today from a session I played recently at the Texas Card House. You know some of my old buddies in here. Mr. Nick Moe, Mr. Bill Winkleman. I call him Handsome sometimes, or Sourpuss. In this hand, I raised it up to $30 with 5-5-4-6. Got re-raised, and I know for certain my opponent has a pair of aces. I make the call, flop the nuts, and I check raise him on the flop. We're gonna get all the money in here. Like I said, he does have aces. The thing about check raising the flop, if I just would have check called it, I might have folded the turn because it comes a 6 of spades on the turn. I doubt it. I would have never folded for this amount of chips. We all bought in for 500. I flopped the nuts. He had a set of aces. We got it all in, and it runs out 6-6, and I had a 6 in my hand. I lose to aces full. This is like the first hand of the game, and literally, or maybe like the third hand of the game. Right after this dude wins the pot, he racks up the chips and he's gonna hit and run. And I think I had bought in for 500, but I won maybe a pot or two. So after losing that hand, I only have like less than 200 chips left, I think. And get a really good hand here, wishing I would have rebought. Ace, queen, jack, 7. That guy is racking up my chips over there. And I flop an open-ended straight draw. I'm going to check, get all the money in. I don't have much money left, but they go to the turn, they check through, and I end up making the straight on the river and betting it, and they fold, but I almost have my stack back up to the original buy-in of $500 after this hand. And I still can't believe that dude is racking up my chips and about to leave. But one of the other players warned him, you better not play out of the rack against Fireman Scott because he will come after you. And that's true, I want to get my chips before you leave. He racked them up, but he played this hand and he gives a little bit of chips back to me. He called the turn bet, I believe, and then has to fold the river. And now we go. Oh yeah. I am just kidding around sometimes with these people at the table. These are all my friends. So somebody in the comments of my last video is acting like I was berating players. These are my friends. So these old guys I've played with for like 10 years and they used to beat the hell out of me. And they have more money than they know what to do with. And they like to spend their time coming and watching the monster they've created. That guy who was about to leave, he still didn't leave. He's got all the chips in the racks and he still didn't leave, and he flops a wrap. This is his hand up here, 4, 5, 7, 8, and I have flopped top set with my kings. The original raiser was my buddy Joe over here with ace, king, 4, 6, with clubs. He raised it up. I just called with my kings. I flopped top set. And my boy over here, Gabe, who's got the chips in the rack, he flops this wrap. I check the flop, Gabe checks it. It gets back around to my buddy Joe, who was the original raiser, who flopped huge, top and bottom pair with the nut flush draw. Of course he's betting it. I get the money in, and Gabe is waiting to call. And he's in this spot here where he's like, is this really happening? I was almost out the door. I had the chips in the rack. And he's in a predicament here. I'm never folding this hand, but I'm never hitting and running either. Also, there's another dude at the table named Tom Featherhat, who I have some really cool stories about too. And like I said, I'm friends with all of these people. And even Cookie, the lady at the table, her son, Little Chad, used to, like, she'd move all in and he'd be like running his monster trucks over your cards on the table. So I'm never really intentionally trying to be a jerk at the table. Unless I'm trying to be a jerk at the table. So this guy Gabe is still thinking. And I mean, I understand the money if you bought in for short and the money really means that much to you, but if it means that much to you, you probably shouldn't be in this game. Get the money in. We get it in 3 ways. If I have my hand, which I do, I'm getting the money in. If I had his hand, I'd get the money in. And if I had Joe's hand, I'd get the money in. It's Omaha. Sometimes it's just a big gamble.
We record. 7. It get enormous, I'm plotting a fortune.
I was running through the 6 with my woe.
548 and then 137. 137.
It's recording. Just point it.
Do I need to put 137?
Yeah.
Because I'm TikToking. I shouldn't just look at you and say what you're recording. How are you? Vicky.
Alright. Got your for the main.
Thank you.
Gave your
See, even if I lose, I make the shit fun. Hello.
Who wants smoke? This that fire, this that heat, this that vibe. Who wants smoke? This that vibe from the bottom to the top. Nah, I ain't gon' let up. Just love it up now. I ain't gon' let up. Got a few racks now. I ain't gon' let up. Hit 'em with the jab now. I ain't gon' let up. Foot on they net like I ain't gon' let up. Who wants smoke? This that fire, this that heat, this that vibe. Who wants smoke? This that fire from the bottom to the top. Nah, I ain't gon' let up. Got the whole gang with me, that's trouble. Lions, tigers, bears, like we straight from the jungle. Running with the bag, no fumble. Try to take mine, let's rumble. These niggas sweet like cookies. All that talking then crumble.
Stay now. It's too early to leave now.
This that work, this that grind, this that 05 Carter 2 tell Alexa to play that money on my mind. This my time. Some of y'all ain't got no backbone. Weak. Better see a Cairo and check your spine. Never leave the house without the strap on. Just in case a nigga might lose they mind. Violate me, you gon' pay that fine. I'm not a killer, but don't push me. Baby looking thick, that's juicy. I came a long way from the old me, and I ain't letting up, this is new me. Went from the block to a LLC. My only enemy is my enemy. Taking off with the crown, that's a robbery. They will never understand, they stay in the same place. They just shoot a running, man. I'm trying to turn 100 to 1,000 to 100 grand and do it over again and again and again and again. Niggas think they hot, but they still a fan.
Ooh, heads up.
It is. Heads up.
Heads up. The 2 Utes.
195.
Ooh, heads up. Still got a 50-50 chance of winning.
Do you have aces or kings? One of the 2. Which is it?
25% of his out.
I'm calling. Aces or queens or kings or jelly beans?
Would have taken it. If you know you're up against a set and club.
Aces.
Close, man.
No cigar.
I didn't want an ace.
We did.
Real quick, y'all, please click subscribe if you like the channel. It costs absolutely nothing, but it helps me out. I'm trying to make this thing grow. That's what she said. This is supposed to be a family thing. Sorry. Please click subscribe if you like the channel. Thank you.
I'm back. Twangy. I ain't gon' let up, just love it up now. I ain't gon' let up. Got a few racks now. I ain't gon' let up. Hit 'em with the jab now. I ain't gon' let up. Foot on they net like I ain't gon' let up. Who want smoke? This that fire, this that heat, this that vibe. Who want smoke? This that vibe. From the bottom to the top now. I ain't gon' let up. Just love it up now. I ain't gon' let up. Got a few racks now. I ain't gon' let up. Hit 'em with the jab now. I ain't gon' let up. Foot on they net like I ain't gon' let up. Who want smoke? This that fire, this that heat, this that vibe. Who want smoke? This that fire. From the bottom to the top now.
Wait, roll it up. I want to see if this looks entertaining, what I was doing to him.
Who's on my floor now? This is what I'm entertaining.
What do you think? Comedy genius.
This that heat, this that vibe. Who want smoke? This that fire. From the bottom to the top now. I ain't gon' let up. Who want smoke? This that fire, this that heat, this that vibe, this that work, this that grind, this that shine. This my time. This my time. I ain't gon' let up. This my time. I ain't gon' let up. This my time. This my time. This my time. This my time. I ain't gon' let up.
Okay, I know what you're thinking here. You have the dry ace of diamonds. Why aren't you betting it? And sometimes it's just not good for the situation. There must have been, I looked back at this, there must have been somebody short stacked in the hand or something. I don't know, or I just didn't feel like anybody would fold. Plus, people don't fold to me often. Is it often or often? I don't know, but I'm not going back. I'm just leaving it. I'm from Texas. Okay, ace, 8, 9, 10, double suited. I love this hand. I've got a 9, number 1. I've got 2 suits. 1 suit is the nut suit. And then I have the rundown, and the diamonds could be used for a flush, or they could be used as a flush blocker like they end up being in this case. This is how this one went down. Thank you, baby. I raised it to 30. My buddy Howard to my left re-raises it to $100. It gets around here to Vicky on my right. She has about 500 or 600 in front of her. She calls the 100. Then right next to her is Cookie with a $200 stack, and she moves it all in, reopening the action, and I make the call here. I'm just gonna let the players dictate the action here. If this would have been just a, raise to 100, call, then I would have been fine taking this hand against multiple opponents. Or if they just want to get it in their stacks right now, then I'll do that also. I don't think anybody, I think Vicky had 500 or 600, and she was the one with the most chips, and she was just calling, so my hand probably is going to do good against any hand, and probably hers. But, geez, I feel like I was rambling a bit there. Cookie moves in for 200. I make the call. Howard moves the rest of his chips in. I know he has aces, but I've got one of his blockers. He has aces double suited with diamonds, and he has a 9. But I mean, 9s, that's my card. It gets back around to Vicky, and she folds, so there is $100 dead money in there.
No, he's just ripping a cookie. No, he's just ripping a cookie. It was me and you.
What is it, 404?
You know, Scott just told me.
404. 206 going in the main.
Well, I can't beat y'all twice. I got it on
have
the
Ace's
phone.
cookie.
No. You do?
Never eat nothing.
206.
One or two? Two suits?
What are your suits? Because I don't even remember my suits.
Diamonds and spades are
My other one's diamond. They're little though.
Damn, I guess there ain't no diamonds coming. I guess we're rooting for clubs.
no club.
It'll be 198. 198, that's accurate. We're going one time is what I was saying.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Not unfortunately.
Can we go twice?
Oh, if either me or you win the top, I'll go twice with you. We can do that. If Scott doesn't win it.
Okay, well he is in for the sides. We're just gonna go one time and free.
Okay. All right. Oh, I got some outs. Come on.
Straight.
Then we'll freeze and see what's up. 810.
That's it. And look at the turn. I flopped it. And then...
That'd be the best one. We all had diamonds. No,
yes.
Damn, he always finds a way.
I just put a post on Instagram. That's going to be one of my new nicknames, The Way. That's the way you feel. Okay, in this hand, I'm back to having aces again. No luck with them all day long. I'm going to win a few more pots and lose a few more pots after this, but I've really just had it with aces today. Raised it up, get several callers. When you're playing full ring, 9-handed PLO, which is what Houston is now, the board comes 10-9-9 and you have aces. It's almost never good. So I checked the flop. We're 4 people. There's 4 or 5 people in this. It checks around all the way, and it comes a blank on the river. I want to say a 3, yeah. And I check it again, and it gets all the way around to the button, Vicky, and she leads out and bets. And although I just said it's no good, I could see somebody else check raising the flop or planning to check raise the flop, but I couldn't see the button checking 3 9s on the flop, which means I'm probably still good. I call, river comes another blank. I'm going to check call, and checks through, and I was correct. Aces were good in this situation. Finally, I knew it because there's 2 9s on the flop, and that's my hand. Here I win one more big pot. Like I said, win a few more, lose a few more, but have a good day overall. Win 2,500. Click subscribe. Thank you. I'm putting on my sunglasses so y'all know, and my hood so y'all know I'm.
Does that change the flop?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it does?
Look at his reaction and see. Oh man, this is a little.
I'm back. Twangy, Twangy, Twangy. I ain't gon' let up, just love it up now. I ain't gon' let up. Got a few racks now. I ain't gon' let up. Hit 'em with the jab now. I ain't gon' let up. Foot on they net like I ain't gon' let up. Who want smoke? This that fire, this that heat, this that vibe. Who want smoke? This that vibe. From the bottom to the top now. I ain't gon' let up. Just love it up now. I ain't gon' let up. Got a few racks now. I ain't gon' let up. Hit 'em with the jab now. I ain't gon' let up. Foot on they net like I ain't gon' let up. Who want smoke? This that fire, this that heat, this that vibe. Who want smoke? This that fire. From the bottom to the top now. I ain't gon' let up. Got the whole game with me, that's trouble. Lions, tigers, bears like we straight from the jungle. Running with the bag, no fumble. Try and take mine, let's rumble. These niggas sweet like cookies. All that talking then crumble. Tell 'em we the best like Cali Kendrick.
That was good.